Good day, welcome to our first lecture in Fundamentals in Engineering Mathematics. Here we will discuss and review some topics from your elementary algebra. To some of you who are already familiar with the lessons that I prepared, you might find this lecture boring, but you can simply focus on some topics that you need to study. But to some that doesn't have that background in basic algebra, this video tutorial will really help. So let's start. Let's define algebra. Algebra deals with numbers and operations of them. The difference between an arithmetic subject to algebra is that it uses letters to represent numbers. Here are the fundamental operations that we use in algebra. First is the addition, wherein we determine the sum of numbers. Subtraction, yung difference, hahanapin natin. Multiplication, the product. And division, yung quotient ng numbers. For the fundamental assumptions, we have the first one, which is a commutative law for addition. Meron ding version nito yung multiplication. But first, let's discuss cumulative law for addition. The sum of two numbers is the same in whatever order they are added. Say for example, we have here a number represented by letter A and another number represented by B. So when we add them, A plus B, parehas lang daw ang equivalent dito if we just change the order. Say, B plus A. So parehas lang daw ang value nila. Whatever order that they had, it will give you the same answer. So let's say, let's substitute the number of A and B. So 1 and 2. So 1 plus 2, 3, and 2 plus 1 is 3. So basic. Next. Okay. Associative law for addition. This is another law for addition wherein the sum of 3 or more numbers is the same in whatever way the numbers are grouped. For example, we have A, B, and C. Hanapin yung sum nila. If we are going to group them, parehas lang daw ang value niya kapag group natin yung A and B and inad natin sa C sa group yung B and C kapag inad sa A. So whatever grouping na meron sa addition, it will give you the same answer. Next, how about some fundamental assumptions for for multiplication? First one is the commutative law for multiplication. The product of two numbers same in whatever order they are multiplied. Sample, meron tayong numbers na nire-represent ulit ng letters A and B. So A times B is just equals to B times A. Associative law for multiplication. The product of three or more numbers same in whatever way the numbers are grouped. Okay. Let's say we have A, B, and C. Okay. So, multiply natin yung A, B, and C. So, kapag in-associate natin yung A and B, same lang yung value niya dun sa A times B times C. So, ito, in-associate natin by grouping using parenthesis, A times B, multiply by C. Or pwede naman ganito, A times C times B. So, same lang ang answer niya. Ever association that we have. Ever grouping that we use here. B times C times A. The last one is the distributive law of multiplication with respect to addition. So yun, the product of a number and the sum of other numbers same as the sum of the product obtained by multiplying each of other number by the first number. So let's say we're going to multiply A to the sum of B and C. Okay? So same lang daw ang value niya kapag inad natin yung product ng A and B sa A and C. So, same lang yun. Kumbaga, sa distributive law of multiplication, with respect to addition, we're just going to distribute A in this expression, B plus C. Okay? Positive and negative numbers are sometimes called sign numbers. That is, numbers having a plus or a minus sign. Consequently, in algebra, the symbols positive and negative may be used to indicate whether a quantity is positive or it is negative, as well as to denote the operations of addition and subtraction. So if it is necessary to distinguish between the positive and negative signs denoting positive and negative quantities and the positive and negative signs denoting operations, we may just simply enclose those numbers with quantities together with their signs in parentheses. Say for example, if we have here positive 8 to be added to negative 5, let's introduce parentheses. Okay, which means if you are going to read this expression, the quantity of positive 8 or positive 8 is added to the quantity of negative 5. Okay, means that the negative 5 is added to a positive 8. Another, if negative 3 is subtracted to positive 4, means that a positive 4 is to be added or is to be subtracted from negative 3. So, ganun lang. For the absolute value of a positive number or of 0 is the number itself. Say, we have positive 5. Okay? So when we find the absolute value by using this symbol, we will have an absolute value of 5. Kapag negative naman yung number, okay, when we determine the absolute value of this, it will show you the same result. So, yung number mismo yung lalabas kapag hinanap natin yung absolute value. Now, on our calculators, do we have that feature on our calculator as you can see on our screen? So, itong calculator na sinisimulate ko ngayon ay yung FX82 and 350 ES Plus. Well, let's say I have negative 5. Okay? Negative 5. Negative 5. So, in our calculators, ang absolute value dito ay itong abs. So, sorry. Let's delete that first. We have to click this first abs. And inside the box, we will input the value kung saan pinapahanap yung yung absolute value. And okay. So, that's the answer. Positive 5 lang din. Operations with sign numbers. In addition, to add two numbers with unlike signs, subtract the smaller absolute value from the larger and prefix to the result, the sign of the numbers having the larger absolute value. So take note here that we are going to add two numbers with unlike signs. Let's say positive 5 and negative 8. Sabi dito, subtract the smaller absolute value from the larger. Okay? So, subtract natin yung 5 sa 8. So, 8 minus 5 is 3. Okay? And prefix to the result the sign of the number having a larger absolute value. Okay? So, syempre, yung mas malaki yung absolute value nitong negative 8. So, kung ano yung sign natin dyan, which is negative, yun na lang ang ikakopy natin. So, we have negative 3. For subtraction, to subtract one signed number from another, you have to change the sign of the number to be subtracted and proceed as in addition. Example, if positive 7 is subtracted by positive 3, okay, apply the minus sign. Some of you will just directly subtract them, which is positive 4. Or according here, you can just change the sign of the one that you are going to subtract, which is the positive 3. It will turn into negative 3, and you can subtract them. You will have an answer of positive 4. Another, if 7 is to be subtracted by negative 3, okay, change the sign of the second. You will have 7 and positive 3, then add the 2, you have positive 10. Kasi nga, sabi dito, change the sign of the number to be subtracted and proceed as in addition. Okay? For multiplication, to multiply two signed numbers, multiply their absolute values if the numbers have like signs prefix as plus sign to the product. If they have unlike signs prefix a minus sign to the product. So yan, kung magkaiba yung sign ng dalawa, say 1 and negative 2, multiply natin siya. So just multiply the absolute value first. 1 times 2, 2. Then, if they have opposite signs, ito positive, ito negative, we will have a negative sign. Kapag naman magkaparehas yung sign nito, we have positive 1 and positive 2, multiply the absolute values, we have positive 2. And positive din ang sagot mo kasi parehas yung signs niya. Now, parehas negative naman. Negative 1, negative 2. Kapag minultiply mo yung parehas na negative, again, multiply the absolute value of the numbers. 1 times 2 is 2. And sabi dito, kapag like signs, positive ang sagot. So, magiging positive ang product ng dalawa. Next. For division, to divide one signed number by another, divide the absolute value of the first by the absolute value of the second. If the number have like signs, prefix, or plus sign to the quotient, if they have unlike signs, prefix, o minus signs to the quotient. So, ganun lang ulit. Kapag like yung signs nila, parehas yung signs nung dinidivide mo, positive ang sagot. Kapag magkaiba, negative. So, ganito. Say, positive 4 divided by positive 2. They are like signs, parehas. So, 4 divided 2, we have an answer of positive 2. Unlike signs, negative 4, let's say negative 4, positive 2. Negative 4 divided by positive 2. Ang sagot mo naman ay negative 2. Kapag negative yung denominator mo o yung divisor mo, same lang ulit. Okay, they're opposite in sign. We will have an answer of negative 2. Both negative. Okay, they are like signs. Therefore, the answer is positive. That's it. Algebraic expression. A symbol or combination of symbols representing. So an algebraic expression is something that is a combination of symbols representing number. Say for example, we have an expression here, 3ab minus 5c squared over a plus the square root of d. So medyo advanced na siya. But this is an example of an algebraic expression. Okay? It is composed of parts connected by plus or minus sign. So marami na siyang combination na ng numbers with or combination na siya ng signed numbers.